How's it, guys? I go by the name of Apendula Pakade, and I'm back in here, man. Today is another day and another dawn, and today is the 8th of May. Today is the day people are going out to vote, including myself. And I'm still, I'm easy chilling, man, you know? So, yeah, man, as you realized, I haven't really posted much as consistently as I wanted to lately. And I think it's cool, you know, like I shouldn't be putting a lot of pressure on myself to be like, I need to put it like this, because sometimes you really want to give quality instead of quantity, you know. I think in the beginning stages when I was releasing so much is because I had so many ideas and so much that I wanted to say at one time, you know. But now, as like I've said a lot of things, there's just new things that are slowly coming in and developing in my mind. And there's a meeting, like there was some guest that I wanted to have here as well, but then I'm gonna meet up with him later today. We might have an interview with him, but then he was like, we were supposed to have this interview last week, so it's still gonna come. But this led me actually to speak on the topic of consistency, because it just made me realize something going through this. And I like to speak on topics that I feel like I'm personally going through or personally experiencing, because it's so much closer to home and I understand it so much better, and it makes it easier for me to communicate it. So I've been going through this topic in my mind of consistency. Like, why don't I just speak on that, since I haven't been releasing as consistently? And I watch other people also, you know, who haven't been releasing, and then they come back and they're like, they went through this, they went through that. And then I start realizing that, you know, it's something almost everybody goes through. Even I think the most popular artists in the world, you'll find that they disappear for some time and then they come back later, and then they have a whole life story, and their project means that much more. So I want to say in this topic is consistency is important, and sometimes it is okay to back away, but you need to be consistent enough to come back. Don't be gone for, don't give up, you know. Maybe that should be the message. Don't give up, or consistency, or whatever, but along those lines, okay? I think what happens is that we start feeling, or we start experiencing life, okay? Or maybe we have been the whole time, but now we start noticing it when we have something to dedicate ourselves to commit to, whether it be your job, whether it be your YouTube videos, whether it be your music career, whether it be whatever it is. You can be so consistent the first time because the passion and the fire is still there. And then over time, you know, you start getting certain knocks, your mood changes, there's different things that happen, and you don't want to present yourself to people in that state, so you rather stay away. But sometimes with things like jobs, they are an example of what consistency is. Despite how you feel, despite where you are mentally, where you are physically, if you're sick or whatever, you still need to make it because there's a certain deadline and there's certain this and that. So I think what that teaches is the importance of consistency, is that it leads you to success ultimately. And when people would ask what makes a successful person, I don't think it's necessarily just talent or gifts or an intelligence or being well spoken or, you know, doing all-nighters now and then. I think what makes a success is consistency. I mean, if you are not so good at something, but you are consistent at it, then eventually you're going to get better. But also, you are constantly putting yourself out there to a point where you have to be recognized. It's kind of like a have to. It's like a must. Like, yo, come on. You know, you can't say anything bad about this guy, they've been doing this, you know, and they have something to show for it. You've left a whole trail, you've been doing it for many years, so you kind of also showing your experience. So you also treat yourself better, and you treat yourself like a business. You're kind of like, listen, I've been doing this for like 5 to 10 years. So if you don't believe me, check this out and look at what I can do now. So it also just shows your character grows. Everything just becomes better. You become what you're trying to be, even better. So that's the difficult thing I think us as younger generation are facing, is consistency, because we always start something and then we stop, and then we start something else and then we stop as soon as the fire is gone. So I think the important thing, what we need to learn, is what did you see in that vision, and what about it? Let me try to word this properly. What about that vision made you so fired up in the beginning and so passionate? Remember that. Remember what this is. Remember how important it is. Because sometimes you will not feel it. You won't feel it. Sometimes you'll feel empty. Sometimes you just, what you're doing, it may not give you the same pleasure that it used to. But you need to remember why you started it. You need to remember why you did it. And just keep on doing it. Whether you like it or not. Have that discipline like the job gives you. The job gives you that discipline to continue doing something whether you like it or not. So if you can do that with your passion or your mission or your vision, whatever it is that you are trying to begin or start, give that same attitude of consistency. Because I think once we have this, that's the difficult thing about being an entrepreneur, is because you need self-motivation, self-inspiration. You need to consistently give yourself a boost. There's no one around you to hold you accountable. So you have to hold yourself accountable. And you know how hard it is to self-motivating and hold yourself accountable, because you are yourself. If you're going to feel bad, you're not going to find a need to motivate yourself because you're not motivated. So you need an external source to kind of like, wake up. So that's the difficult thing that one needs to learn, is having a certain mindset of accountability for yourself and constantly thinking about where you're trying to go. And sometimes you may have bad days, and that's okay. And you need to make that understood to your audience as well. But I think the more work you just continually put out, is the better you will also feel, and the more passion you'll grow again for it. I know for me, like when I was doing my music thing, when I stopped for some time, like I just never felt the same. And when I started it again, I just felt that fire ignited me again. I started feeling that purpose that I used to feel. Start feeling that rejuvenation, And I just felt like I belong. I belong here. I should be doing this. And beyond this, I should be doing ABC, because that's what it all encompasses. And I enjoy doing all of that. I enjoy talking like this. I enjoy expressing myself, because a lot of the time I'm forced to be quiet. A lot of the time I just observe, and I think a lot of people know that know me, that I'm a quiet person. As much as you guys might think I'm a very outspoken and talkative and extroverted human being, I'm actually very introverted as a person. It's only when I find an opportunity to express myself through mediums is when I actually properly express myself, because I can't just express myself the way I do with just anybody or anywhere. For me, it's not enough to just normally express myself. I need to get a point across properly. So that's just the way it is, man. And I think the consistency is important with everything. I also heard this actually from a shop owner, like a friend of mine working in a tobacco store. The owner of that tobacco store was telling us that it's just about consistency. It doesn't matter how good or bad you are. Just be consistent. Just keep on doing it. Keep on forcing your way through. Do it every day. Wake up and do it. And by do it, sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean, how can I put it? Like if as an artist, right? It won't necessarily mean continue just making music, but if you're not making music, continue doing the research, or continue observing, or continue writing stuff. Continue just doing something that builds you until you get to a point where you start expressing again, where you start releasing again. So every day is a consistency of an action to kind of build whatever you're trying to be, you know. So you don't have to be shooting videos every day, but at least every day, watch something that's going to empower your mind, or try consistently eat healthy, you know, try to exercise more. Just continue to work on yourself so that you're presentable to people, so that you are able to communicate a message genuinely, and all of the things that come with it, just to be a better version of yourself. It needs consistency and stuff. So whether it be health, whether it be knowledge, wisdom, whatever it is, that anything that's good for you, anything that you feel like you need for your purpose, for your journey, for your success, be consistent at it. I mean, that's why in schools these kids study all the time. It's because they're trying to consistently get ready for their tests. Every day they need a certain discipline. So at this time, maybe I need to start studying for this long, and then take a break, and then go out, maybe take a walk, come back at this time, start studying again, make sure I finish this chapter. You know, just everything in life just needs its consistency. And you can also consistently destroy yourself. That's another thing that we don't talk about. That things like addiction, right? An addiction causes a certain consistency in your life pattern that can destroy you. So you're consistent in doing this thing that's bad for you. It was good maybe the first time, made you feel good, but now you're always doing it. And for whatever reason that is. But then there's always a good and bad to it. So I think sometimes you're doing the right thing wrongly. I don't know how to put it. Like, you are consistently doing something all the time. And whether it's consistently sitting down and gaining weight, or you're consistently walking and building a stamina, it's all the same. But then you need to focus your energy to what it is that you want to consistently do. In this certain video, I'm speaking specifically to your success journey. And this is something that I'm also learning on the way, you know. I'm just speaking as a person who's here with you, by the way. So this idea just came to me from me not doing these videos as much as I did in the beginning. And I just started realizing, like, hey, up here, you know, what's going on, you know, like, because you start feeling it yourself that you actually haven't been for a while. And also things like my music videos. There's one I did shoot, and we're still in the process of polishing it and making it produce. What can I say? We're still in the process of editing it and making it posh, but I should already be thinking about another idea right now. By the time this video is done, I should already have one that I'm about to shoot or have shot. You know what I'm saying? I have an idea for maybe a bigger idea, but I need to start investing in that idea. But I need to already start having it. Then I start investing in that idea, because people also forget when you're not consistent. The successful people out there are constantly showing themselves because we're in a world of competition. So you always need to show your face. When you see these guys, abo Nicki Minaj, abo Cardi B, abo Migos, you know, those people are always on our TV screens, and we can't ignore them because they're just always there. They're always making music. They're always releasing albums. And that literally keeps them there, you know. They stop for some time. If Migos stop for 3 years, there'll probably someone else who will come who replace them, and you'd forget them in your mind. I mean, I think some of y'all already forgot about people like Lupe Fiasco or Kanye even though he released legit last year in June. Y'all already starting to forget about it because it's such a mass production of productions, you know, and that's just the age we're living in. People like Kendrick, but then when those people release though, the good thing about it is they've built a nice foundation. So whenever they release now, it's always gonna be expected, and people are gonna line up for it. So they don't have to be that consistent towards that in order to show you or present themselves to you and make them valuable in your mind. They don't have to be consistent like that. But that takes time. That takes you having years of consistency in order to get to that point where you've built such a value. You don't just get that value, you know. So yeah, man. Otherwise, that's it for this video. I'm gonna go ahead and exercise now, and then I'm gonna head to the voting polls. And good luck to everybody who's out here voting. I know by the time this video comes out, it'll probably be after the fact, and we're probably gonna start seeing the results and stuff. So whatever, but anyway, thank you so much guys for tuning in and continue to support your boy, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. There's gonna be many new videos to come. There's a topic that I'm gonna talk about soon that one of my subscribers asked me to talk about, and I think it's pretty interesting, but I'm just waiting for the right time to actually speak about it because I want to be in the right state of mind for it, because it's a topic that I'm also kind of passionate about and that I used to talk about a lot. So I'm going to give it its time, and maybe I'll have a conversation with someone else about it. I don't know. But yeah, but thanks for that, man. I appreciate you. And God bless. Peace and love. Stick up, chisa, my dick in my leg. It was sad.